I'm gonna.
Welcome to the PhoBros Podcast, a Kill Team podcast, presented to you by the Florida United Kill Team.
Welcome to the PhoBros Podcast, guys. My name is Eric. Today I am joined by the usual suspects. I have my brother, my PhoBros brother Cameron here.
What is good? Yeah, the usual suspects are inbound, and of course we're joined by our boy George, the boy George.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Live from Six-Sided Paradise, and today we're joined by a special guest, Aleksa, the world champion at Kill Team from Australia.
Hello, hello. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Glad to have you on, bro.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Yeah, a bit of a juxtaposition, in our days. It's almost 7 a.m. over there. I'm Sunday afternoon sitting on the patio, just hanging out. So, but we're both ready to just nerd out about Kill Team, I think.
The beautiful Murder Week future that we've been given for the next 3 months.
Yeah. So we have, the Spaniards blessed us with the leaks many, many moons ago. Shout out, Spanish Kill Team.
El Señor Chaos. El Señor.
Yeah. But now it's official.
Chaos.
It's official. We have the, legally released rules, and looks kind of like I think what we expected. Where you put jetpacks on a marine chassis, right?
Look, I thought that if you just gave 5 assault intercessors jetpacks, it'd probably be like the best team in the game, and it probably will be.
Yeah.
And had a Chaos Lord too, right?
Yeah, dude. So that's actually because this episode, for our listeners, thanks for joining us. We're just gonna fuck around and talk about nuns with guns and Chaos Marines with jetpacks, and anything else that kind of comes up. We'll just roll with it, man. We're just hanging out. And I think, we're Marine players, obviously, on the PhoBros podcast. Aleksa, you're not, you don't really play Marines, right? I've always seen you play wider teams.
I play Marines when someone else asked me to practice against Marines, and I took Warp Coven to 1 tournament, and that's it. That's about my Marine experience.
Warp Coven being
Weren't you big into Gellerpox?
No, Chaos Cults. I was the Chaos Cults guy.
Yeah, you were.
Nice. That's cool. I mean, if you're going to play a Marine team and be a little bit different about it, I think Warp Coven's a great choice. I feel like they were always the very hipster Marine team pick. They were very cool to me. I never played them, but I liked everything they had and the utility they could take to the table.
I wanted an excuse to paint a bunch of AOS sorcerer models, and I used them as all of my sorcerers, and had fun with it.
No, they were a sick team.
So you're probably not stoked. Are you stoked on the sisters? Because I figure you're probably not stoked on the Murder Wing.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I'm excited to paint. I saw the models. I'm usually very model driven first, and then I'll hopefully have good rules. So I saw the models and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get these, spend a ton of time painting them, and then hopefully they're good. I think they're pretty good. They're better than I thought they would be, I think. Murder Wing, on the other hand, cool models, but I personally just don't enjoy playing Space Marines because I crash out every time I fail my 3-up saves. Which maybe I'll do playing Sisters too, we'll see. But it feels much worse when I'm playing Space Marines when someone explodes to their saves failing.
Dude, that's so true though. That's so true. On a 5-up save, you roll 3 4s. You're shouldn't have put on a T-shirt to battle, big dog. Like, all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Like, I was ready to pick up the model. You rolled the plasma gun. The moment you rolled, I was picking him up.
Yeah, but then you
I
take
wasn't expecting to.
yeah, you take 10 wounds from a bolter, and you're off when you're a marine, and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah, there's an expectation, but you can still just roll badly. It just happens.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty cool though that you have like sisters take what 10 models onto the board in their operative selection, and they all have 3-up saves. It's pretty cool.
9, but yeah.
9, okay, 9 operatives, yeah. So they're kind of like someone else has said this too, but they were giving me the vibe like outside of the save, they have like capabilities of like a human elf team. They have the 3 APL capabilities, they have good melee, and then they have like power armor saves, which is pretty sick.
And on top of that, they have 9, 10, 11 wounds.
Yeah, I guess the caveat being that you want to die in order to proc some of your best things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think kind of, you know, like you want
Right?
the right
Well,
people
yeah.
to die, you know.
You want the right ones to die to boost the ones that want the boost. And they can take martyrs, so that kind of works in their favor anyway.
I don't think you would take martyrs. You don't have bodies for it, but I will say I played my one game with them, and I'm like, you want all your like sword ladies to all go die because they don't benefit from 3 APL, and then your warriors with the crossbows can start like shoot charge fighting people, and then it actually become quite scary. I think they're somewhat similar to salvages, if anything, like where they've got those 3-up saves and they're pretty tanky. Like,
Yeah.
Salvages are tanky because they can turn all your crits off in shooting, and they can do a few other things like that. So this is a tanky because they got like 9 wounds, but similar idea.
And you can go to the dice casino and just shake off a 7-wound crit or something from a power
Yes,
fist.
the Jazz Casino.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's
And
some
what do
cool
you
stuff.
think? What do you think? So, like my initial thought, I guess you were right. You know, with lower body count, you probably aren't playing martyrs. So, what is your tack op choice right now for them?
The one game I played, I went banner, and I think that's probably the best. You're pretty good at holding a banner, and if you can force people to come fight you on it, it's pretty good. Also interacts with some of your abilities, which is nice.
That's cool.
And then you probably don't. I mean, I guess in the hordes you could probably go dominate. It's probably not terrible because you are again fairly tanky, especially like with your guys picking up kills on silent. Like having silent weapons and dominate is pretty good because you just snipe some random guardsman, pick up your dominate token on silent, pick it up. You're not gonna die. It's probably those two. Envoy could be okay, probably not. Again, you don't have enough mobility for Envoy. Maybe you can use Martin to dash to maybe get it, but feels a bit weird.
That's a lot to set up to
And you kinda
hope
have to,
that
like,
no one touches your guy.
And you have to also pick a guy to kind of do nothing. And I don't know if you can afford that with 9.
Yeah.
And then Martyrs, yeah, you don't. I mean, Martyrs could be okay. You can score 2 per point, like 2 per death, so maybe it's okay because you do have the relic for pretty good objective control, which is a nice combo with Martyrs. Having the like 3 APL gal who can just like go to 4, can she? Can she go to 4 for control with the icon? That's actually pretty good.
I don't know actually.
wait.
I mean, I don't know
let's
the
give me
rule
the
if it has
sense.
any limitations. Most of those rules don't
Yeah.
though. Most of them just say +1.
Yeah. Maybe Martyrs isn't too bad actually. I'm kind of like talking myself into it because as long as you control the objective, you do only need 3 tokens to max it out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm such a Marine stan that I actually haven't really read deeply into the sisters rules at all. But I'm not really a nuns with guns guy. So like I didn't even know how many operatives they took. I assumed
Yeah,
10.
you thought 10. Yeah.
I just assumed 10, and you're like, oh no, it's 9.
If
But
they had 10,
I
that'd
actually
be
do want to read more because Tomas has been he's been texting me about them a bunch, and giving me hints of information because he's all excited about it. And it's definitely his kind of team. So I gotta give him a proper look through.
Okay. So the Reliquarius reduces the enemy's APL by 1 if they're within
Okay.
3 of this operative.
So pseudo
yeah.
4 for control, right?
Effectively, she can steal objectives off Marines, which is pretty sick.
That is
Yeah, that's
pretty
sick.
cool.
If she goes up to 3 APL with the martyrdom and then just runs on, she's like, all right, you're 2, I'm 3. Thanks. That's pretty nice.
That's my thing too, is like I'm just not a nuns with guns guy either. So like I do, but I will say that once I saw the rules, I was like, okay, I'm more interested in the Celestine team, than I was when I saw the models, because I'm just like the aesthetic isn't for me. because I'm a man. I'm gonna play a man. No, I'm kidding.
You
But
should come up with a good proxy, dude.
So you can
Yeah.
proxy them as pretty much anything. They're perfect
Yeah.
size. There's so many models that match that size and base size.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
think that they
them
are
too.
very cool, and I think that they're not in a. I think they're actually going to do relatively well. I don't think they're going to be meta breaking, defining, you know, but I don't think that they're going to be like, a shitty team. So I think that's
Solid
cool.
A solid A
Just a
tier team. I
solid
feel like.
team.
Maybe a B plus.
We'll see
But
what juice is squeezed.
yeah, well, what's a couple things that I think are notable that I want to talk about with the team that some of the stuff I had read was like, okay, so the challenge. How do we feel about the challenge? It's an interesting mechanic. I was curious if there is really that much motivation for your opponent to accept the challenge. Does it change much if they don't? And Alexa, did you have that happen in your game where it made a difference? Did you challenge your opponent with that rule?
So the thing with the challenge, well, the reason they would accept is because they get -1 to all of their weapons against everyone on your team.
Right.
So like it's a huge debuff if they decline.
If
the
they don't
challenge.
accept, okay.
And also like if they decline, even if she dies, I don't know if it even goes away. I need to check.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, if they turn it down and then they go and kill that model, does that debuff? That's why I was thinking like maybe there isn't lots of motivation to accept. If you know that you can get that model pretty easily, even if you lose one guy doing it, or you lose a guy the activation before.
I mean, she's
and-
pretty hard to kill. She does have pre-parry, which is huge.
Right.
And yeah, if you decline the ultimatum, you have -1 attack from all of your weapons in fighting and retaliating. So like, that's a really huge debuff to tank.
And that just goes the whole game once it happens.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think her dying gets
sure,
rid
yeah.
of it.
I think it's
Because
the whole-
abilities don't disappear when you die anymore unless they say so. So you do kind of have to accept it.
You have to take it. I'm just reading it,
yeah.
and that's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm reading. And of course, this is all live, right? But my initial
Day 2, we read the
interpretation.
rules once. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. My initial interpretation is exactly that. Like, if you don't take it, then your whole team is gonna have a bad time, bro.
Well, the one guy who's being challenged.
The one guy is gonna have the other.
One guy.
Well, no, I'm
That's
saying
what
if
I'm
you
saying.
don't, if you decline it. Oh, it's that one guy loses it
The one
against
guy. Yeah, yeah.
everyone.
Oh my god! If the whole team got -1,
I was like, yeah, that's what I first read. I was like, why would you ever say no to that? I mean, even then, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
you might as well fucking accept it.
Yeah,
And if you accept the challenge, then what happens?
She gets 5 attacks
operative
against
gets
you.
5 attacks, and then it's permanently on her too. Especially if she gets the kill.
Against that model that she challenged. Okay, so that's like another
No,
thing where I was like,
her attacks permanently will stay at 5. Whether
If
she
accepted.
Yeah, if she kills him, yeah. Yes.
If
kills
she gets
guy
the
she
kill.
challenged.
yeah, because I feel like it's not just a complete. I mean, I think it'll depend on what team you're playing. But when I read it, I didn't think it was an absolute definitive. You have to accept this thing, or your game is over. I think it can really depend on the model that gets challenged and what team you're playing.
I think if you don't have a melee model, you don't care. You're like, I got 3 dice,
Yeah.
2 dice.
Yeah,
who
that's
cares,
what I'm
bro?
saying. Like if you're playing, if you're playing a Imperial Guard team with everyone's got 3 attacks and melee with like fists, like you're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you don't care if your, Castle Kid Melter Gunner has 1 less attack. But
Yeah.
if you're playing like Space Marines, having like, your whatever Assault Intercessor, Captain, whoever, have like only 4 attacks, is pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That could definitely be bad. That could definitely be bad. And then the other thing that I thought was interesting with the team was the just the complete disruption of psychic abilities. And I guess there isn't a lot of psychers in the game. I don't think. I don't know how many teams really have psychic.
teams, most
there's
teams
about
are starting
10
to
or
get
something.
psychic here and there. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a lot.
it's not like a mainstay though. Not every team has a psyker.
Yeah,
so
but if they do go up against a psyker, they completely shut it down. Like they turn off all the rules. They make the psyker completely useless. So
you just don't
against,
even
like,
take him if you have an option. Like
Oh, for
if
sure,
for you,
yeah.
George, with Space Wolves, I don't know. I mean,
I
it
don't-
sucks
as much
because
as it
then you
sucks to
can't do
lose
your
the-
runes.
Yeah,
But
you
I don't
can't
know
count
if you
runes,
take.
and you can't 100% drop easy.
You just lose your runes, but then he can't do anything else. So it's like if you take him, you're just gonna be taking him to roll your 3 dice at the beginning of the game because he can't do anything else the whole game.
It can move the storm as well, but yeah, like
That's
you
true,
can still
yeah.
use some of your utility
You could
abilities.
use your psychic ability if you're not within a certain range of them, because then they just
Yeah.
shut it down.
Yep.
Yeah,
So no, it's
It's interesting.
it's a crazy ability.
It is an interesting thing because it creates a
It's the
gamble for the
sniper
opponent.
and the frost eye and the gunner are making the lineup that game.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. It takes some extra hunters, 5 attacks with
if you want-
severe is always sick.
If you want to fight more, but I mean, yeah, if you want the extra attack, you take a hunter. But if you're just gonna hang back anyways and shoot, might as well take the plasma gunner, delete some people. You probably definitely don't need it against sisters because 9 wounds.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they
they
can,
have a-
they can reduce a lot of
The shield
damage.
lady. You really want to shoot the shield lady. You don't want to fight her in melee, even as space. I think.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
dude.
think the shield lady is the coolest model on the sisters team. That's my favorite. I saw the sisters team when they released the models, and I thought just like you, Aleksa, I thought the models were beautiful. Very interested in the team when they showed them, but the shield operative is by far the
She's so cool.
coolest.
She's a monster. Her rules are monster as well. Absolutely.
2-up save. Her weapon is ridiculous, both in offense and defense.
The double parry and melee.
Carrying 11
Yeah.
wounds. And
she's
potentially
11
damage
wounds.
reduction.
The
and
least
potentially
break
different-
ever. Just like
11
so
wounds saved
just outside of
between-
2-hit territory with a lot of the heavier melee teams, and then she gets the double parry.
Yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely.
And free get down Mr. President
Yeah.
within
Huh.
2 inches. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I
that's
think
what it
that
says.
they're like
It's
a
kinda cool.
they're going to be a very cerebral team. I think they're going to be very cool, and I think you're going to see people just absolutely bananas with them. It's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be like Space Wolves where you can just walk up to every table and even make bad plays and still win a game. But with really good players that are very careful and set everything up correctly, that team is going to be very hard to beat.
It's that when you start to gun them down and when you start to kill them, they just get stronger.
Yep.
It's not like you're gonna snowball into an easy victory because you've taken out 4 or 5 nuns. No, they're just gonna be a lot stronger the next.
And now
time
they're just harder to kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're all 3 APL and it's ceaseless and all this other stuff. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
With 10 wounds.
yeah.
I also think it's kind of funny that at a certain point, you can just like roll a natty 6 and just to scratch a crit and just flip the whole game on its head. Just
Yeah.
1 out of 6
You will.
times.
Well, the thing is, you roll it for each dice as well. So like,
That's
it's
true,
not like
that's true.
like, if you get hit by like a melter and it rolls like 3 hits, you save 1 and then you roll 4 dice, and if you roll a single 6 on 4 dice, you just tank the melter and live. Like that's above 50%, I think, or close to 50%.
Yeah,
That's not
pretty
that
crazy.
unlikely. It's
Yeah.
like a coin flip. Every time you shoot
Yeah.
me, it's a coin flip that your entire attack gets messed up.
That's crazy.
That's
I
sick.
think it's kind of fun rather than just having equipment where you can shake one off or a CP you shake one off. I think the dice rolling is kind of a fun mechanic. Those
Well, yeah, we
dice
kinda
rolls where
talked about it
everybody
earlier.
is leaning over the tray. Both opponents are like, "Fuck, dude, what's about to show up?"
Isn't it? Well, yeah, it's like the we can flip scripts a little bit here and talk about Murder Wing because we had talked a little bit in the pre-chat about the damnation points on the leader and how that is also a gamble in order to get that just a scratch math to work out in your favor. Yeah, I haven't played or even watched a game of Murder Wing. Aleksa, did you?
I played 1 game against them. Yeah.
And you were playing Sisters?
Yeah, we were playing
The box matchup? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did that work in the game? Did you see the damnation points come into effect? Did he blow himself up like an orc, or what was kind of the outcome?
No, he ended up. Well, he used it to reduce damage once or twice, which kept him alive longer than he would have lived otherwise. And then I just killed him, basically.
So you got
Like-
to him eventually.
I got to him eventually. Yeah, I think the thing about it is it's not going to be huge every game, but when it's huge, it's similar to that. It's just this thing where he should die now, but he's got 3 damnation points and he rolls a 4 and he reduces damage by 3, and he doesn't die. And you're
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
He has.
But
that
at least there is a
potential.
risk reward. The fact that he could
That's
blow up is great.
But usually, what you'll do is when you have those when you're at 4+, you're only rolling that when you're dead anyway. That's the
Right.
thing.
You're like,
What's gonna happen is you're gonna roll your 1, you're gonna roll your 2, you're probably gonna roll your 3, and you're gonna be 4 damnation. You're all right, if this attack is gonna kill me, I'll roll my 5 up. I'm dead
to see.
anyway. There's no risk,
Yeah.
but I might just randomly pop off. And then same thing with like, especially with the 6-up, you're like, well, I'm dead unless I roll a 6. Okay, there's no downside to this. There's just upside. Either I'm dead or I kill you. That's how you use it. Like that's really like if you're trying to be like competitive about how you use damnation points, you just when there's no downside, roll that 6. Why not?
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
probably
but-
gonna get the 1 and 2 damage reduction, right? Roll a 2 up, roll a 3 up, and then at that point you're like, okay, now we gotta really
Yeah, when you have to
consider.
roll a 5, it's like getting bad. Like you're like, okay, I don't want to risk this.
Watching someone do that though is probably similar to what Eric just said. Like if they're doing it in the tray, like all right, here's the 1, here's the 2 up, and imagine someone goes through and does all of it, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's just like it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna go and they're gonna roll the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5 up, and then it's gonna be like insanity.
The thing about both these abilities that's so impactful is that, especially at like a high level, like what players want to do is they want to like do some math and be like, all right, if I charge you here and I roll 3 hits, you die. Like
Yep.
in melee, especially melee. Like shooting is a little bit less, but melee math is like this game of I know what I need to roll for you to die, and both of these abilities completely like just throw that out the window and go. Actually, the probability space is now so massive you cannot predict anything.
Yeah.
And that like really completely messes with how you interact with sisters in general in melee. Like any charge you make into sisters in melee could be a disaster. Like if they have like it can just be a disaster. And any charge you make into the Chaos Lord, same deal. He could be on 1 health. You could hit him with a Power Sword crit in the head, and he rolls a 6, and he's got -1 damage, and he takes 0, and he lives. And now he just kills you. And
Yep.
he's got 6 detonation points now. He's gonna lightning claw you for in the face, and you're dead. And you gotta do what are you gonna do? It's so powerful to just mess with your opponent because now you cannot make the same decisions you normally would. You have to like add this extra layer of risk management to dealing with both of these abilities. That's so powerful.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's neat that they're adding this in because I think hopefully we'll see more of this with other new teams that come out. Because a big part of like how I've played Kill Team over the past year since I started, and I think a lot of people play, is by trying to mitigate risk. Obviously, it's a big part of the game. So you want to I try to avoid as much gambles as possible and go for things that I know are for sure in a lot of situations. I think that's naturally it makes sense in a game like this. But with these mechanics, you can't do that anymore, which is I think is really cool.
I think to quote John Reese, we are a very aggressive players over here in America. So I joined that rank, and I totally love that whole just yeeting people up the board and going crazy sometimes.
So
Yeah.
Murder Wing is the team for you.
It is for sure. In a game where you want to focus on what you can control the most on the board, I think, and
I feel like
that
they
just
gave me
flops it on its head.
they gave me a Space Marine with a jetpack and a meltagun. That's pretty fun.
What I'm excited about, and it's exactly what we're talking about actually, why it excites me so much, and why I also kind of wonder what were they smoking when they wrote this rule down on paper, is the Predator being able to deal 2d3 multiplied by whatever amount of dudes you accidentally let get trapped multiple times. Like
Twice.
he can do it twice. And so it's the fact that you can do 4d even to one guy. You don't even need a multi-charge. If you do 4d3 and you don't have to risk taking any wounds, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's
He
like
did a
that's
21
crazy.
damage with his spit to me in that game.
That's nuts, And if you get a little unlucky, dude, and they roll, really hot on that, I mean, just them taking 10 to 12 damage, bro, it's just fucking crazy. And then the fact that, if you save that for your last activation, and then you counteract right after, and now it's 63.
Then
It's
again.
just like, bro, that's crazy. How is that even? How did nobody consider that?
Good way
Okay, it's
to
on
good way to
pause.
take down the board for sure.
Yeah, nobody writing this down was like, is 63 and an AoE attack too much? Nah. No, it's not.
No, dude,
Because it's
that's
not like he has
crazy.
fly. It's not like he has fly, so he can go wherever he wants. It's
The
pretty
chip
nuts.
damage potential is it's
Oh,
crazy.
it's not even chip anymore.
That's not chip damage.
That's the thing that's crazy about it. 2d3 is chip. 4d3, I don't know, man. That's like I just bonked
It's
you.
a crack grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
That's
into
pretty
lower
nuts.
wound teams, horde teams, you're just gonna go straight up kill people with it, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's totally nuts, dude.
Mm.
Like
Then they'll
you're,
suffer a minus. What is he minus one APLing them when they die?
yeah, and I don't know. I think he can only do it once a turn.
I like the Shrieker a lot. The Shrieker is really cool.
Yeah, he's the one who does like the stun blast deal, right?
Yeah.
It's every time you incapacitate an enemy operative. So if you kill 2 people, you
Oh
can stun 2
my
people.
god. So you just like into a horde team, newer players are gonna have the worst time, dude. Like you're gonna show up round 1, you know, with your Krieg from your 40k army, dude. You're gonna be like, dude, I'm so excited to sacrifice my boys for the Emperor. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick 6 of those motherfuckers up. And
Stun the
you're,
other 6.
yeah, the rest of your team is 1 APL. GG. Let's go to lunch.
You thought Blast was bad for new players.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be
I mean,
crazy. Like, do I roll anything to save? No, no, no. You just remove the model. You put him back in your carrying case.
Just dead.
I roll, you die.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Like,
meeting
holy
Emperor.
shit, that's crazy. So, that's what I'm most excited about is the double AoE. We've never seen that, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The flail can do it for Plague Marines, but it's not as good.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's doing
I
the
didn't
same
know
thing.
he could
It's
do
a-
it twice. That's
He's a
pretty
fight
cool.
action. It's a fight action.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That is cool though.
He's just only moves 5.
Right. He doesn't
He
move.
never really gets to be in the kind of positions where he can kill an entire team by spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this guy, he can just go where he wants and do it, which makes it so much crazier.
Yeah, you just 8-inch charge off the top of Volcus, Hell in a Cell style, dude. And just, I knew George would, I knew George
You
would crack a
Beyblade
little.
let her rip. You let her rip, baby.
Yeah, dude. And you just go into tornado mode. It just like
So
vaporize
scary.
everybody, dude. It's like,
And
oh
you
my
thought
God.
Void Dancers were scary at one point in Kill Team. Have you met?
Yeah. And that's how I think
Yeah.
this team, like if you aren't really sure what to do with Murder Wing, I think you just take 84 wounds and you just throw them up the board. And then let your opponent try and deal with that, you know? Like, I don't think it's that complicated of a game plan,
I
dude.
think the problem that a lot of people are gonna have is the kit only brings, I think, like 6 models or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're not gonna get to build everyone. It's gonna be a real either magnetizing game, or you're gonna have to kit bash a lot of models to get the full roster. When we get the box, if you got the box.
Buy an
probably
extra
buy a
box for
box of,
Raptors.
you buy a box of Heresy Assault Marines
Hmm?
and the weapon upgrade sprue, and off you go.
Yeah. I saw someone do that already on Instagram, and it looks good.
Yeah, for sure.
They kind of
Matt,
look.
did you see-
This
did
team
you
looks
see
good
Ben's
with the heresy
conversion?
vibes.
Did you
What
see
is it?
Ben's version of the Shrieker or the guy with the chicken legs?
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
looks like a
god!
gargoyle. It's super. I texted him, brother. This looks so good. I think the other thing with this team that's crazy, and I think this has probably been talked about the most, but 6 unreciprocal charges is a world with this team, especially on Volcus. So you can just like you can't screen them out, which is something that is a pretty steady playbook against elites, is the ability to screen them out. But okay, forget your razor wire, forget your light barricades turned to be straight up like this, where you can get through, but I can't. It doesn't matter. So you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, Murder Wing does that. They're like, here, I'll put this razor wire right here.
Yeah,
That would
you
be
can't come
really
to my
bad
side.
for me.
Yeah, honestly,
but I
it's not a
don't
bad
care.
idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, you should.
Yeah.
I think genuinely, like bringing Razor Wire as Murder Wing is
Yeah.
really, really good.
Because it's like you
Yep.
said, it's creating asymmetrical threat ranges just naturally, you know. And that's the big thing
Yeah.
where I notice people will sometimes have issues with their razor wire placement. You want to put razor wire somewhere, like for razor wire to be truly effective, and it's the same thing with a mine. You kind of have to put it somewhere that's not just bad for your opponent, it's also kind of bad for you. Because then that's an area that is actually needs to be traveled, right?
It's actually shut down.
Because if you go put it and you're like, well, I don't really care if this is here, but it's bad for my opponent. Your opponent's like, all right, well, I can go around it too. But, you know, Murder Wing has the privilege to, you know, put it wherever they want, basically, in the
It
best
never will affect
place
them.
and shut down, you know. especially into melee teams or hell, even into shooting teams, bro. Keep them back, but
They can walk within.
You should. No, you absolutely should. Yeah. Like if
Yeah.
you raise the wire of the shooting team, he can't move dash shoot you. Like,
Right.
and you like what can I do?
and it also
There's
can
so
screen
much-
out their barricades for cover or to the inside outside charge shit. Like it's definitely. I think Razor Wire might be a very frequently taken equipment for them. I'm excited to play them, dude. They should be fun.
It feels like it's gonna feel kind of like playing against Aquilons at time. Like when you're playing against a really good Aquilons player, you don't really know where you can move up sometimes because there's so much threat range that they have with their drop markers. And it's going to be very similar, I think, playing against Murderwing because the threat ranges are so crazy. Like, really, where can you go? They have so much board control. And then you also have one operative I read a lot about being the Warp Talon, where he doesn't even start on the board. You put your token down, he comes in, in the middle of the round. So you have one guy that's just going to pop up where you want him to.
And then they're like,
you take-
oh,
Yeah.
go ahead, Alexa.
I was gonna say, the Warp Talon, I think he's actually he's more an objective piece than he is like an actual aggression piece.
Yeah, I could see like taking him at the end where he goes and pops a point.
Well, yeah, that's what you do with him. So like because he can only move 4 inches, he actually ends up with less threat range than the rest of your guys. Like
Yeah.
he can't like he's actually gonna go like if you properly set up the rest of your guys, they're gonna be able to reach further than he can. But what he does is he sits on the objective and says, you can't walk onto this until this guy goes. And then he goes, he pops up, he presses the button or does whatever the objective is, does data, does whatever, and then just pops back 4 inches backwards or like up onto a vantage to safety. And then you go, cool, now the objective is mine. I've outscored you. And now you can't do anything about it. And then you're going to play malicious whatever the hell, so you go last anyway. And then they can't do anything about it. Narcissism. That's the play, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
because
the
that-
coolest
that's
go
what-
last skip activation thing I think we've ever seen. We've
That's-
seen it before.
Okay.
PhoBros had patient ambush, but this is a whole nother level. It's
This
just
is
too
different. This is different.
Yeah.
This is
You could compete with any horde team if you do it right. You could just wait to go last every time.
well, it's like
You
with
don't
the Warp Talon guy, there's certain maps where you could probably put that token in between 2 points. And with that ploy, you could basically your last activation you go
He
and you
can't
steal.
go last. You can't select him for the
Oh,
play
he
while he's
can't.
in
That's
the-
right. It does say that he
can't
can't
be
do that.
selected. Yeah,
That
he
makes
can't do
sense because that would be insane. That would be
Yeah, that
totally
would be
crazy.
ridiculous.
You would just
Yeah,
be like,
that'd be
I will
crack.
just run the whole crit up.
That's
Yeah.
a level of control that you just wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
That's pushing the I win button.
It's
just
already
like-
yeah, it's already approaching that. They can't ignore injury, so you at least like have a chance
Yeah.
to lower their efficacy later in the game. But you just got to survive round 2 and 3
So I think
probably.
counterintuitively, the answer to Murder Wing is to just run at them. You have to actually just like play stupid aggressively to try and actually cancel out some of their threat range advantage. Like if you just like move dash yourself into the center of the board, and it's actually becomes hard for them to be somewhere non-reciprocal, that's like your only shot. Because if they do get to just be fully non-reciprocal and wait you out and pick you off the way they want to, you will just like slowly lose, and then everyone will die. But if you run at them, they actually don't have defensive tools other than like kind of the melee disengage, but it's not the best tool. They still take a bunch of damage. So I think if you can just run at them with something like Felgor or even Goremongers, especially on like ITD and stuff, you can probably beat them. But you have to play you have to walk into the circles. Like this is also something that Quillons have happened to them. Like the trick against the Quillons is either you do nothing or you just put all of your models straight into the drop mark and go, yeah, drop, I dare you, and then you just kill them when they drop. It's the same thing with Murderwing. You either just hide in your deployment zone and lose, or you run everyone in the middle and you go, all right, we're gonna brawl.
And you just kind of gamble. Because I guess you're right. Like if you do just sit back, you're giving them what they want. They have board control, and they're going to get you no matter what. So your best chance is getting out there. I think I did read in the article. I think the Just Another Kill Team podcast guys had done their like review. They left commentary on the two teams in the most recent Warcom article, and I think they described it as, they want to fly around the board and chew you down, and especially if you're an elite player, use all the different mortal wound abilities they have to bring you down to a perfect break point, and then they have another guy fly in and finish you off. And I mean, we talked about the crazy 4D3 attack, but they have other ways in which they can just fly right above you and just drop mortal wounds on you.
Yeah, but yeah, if you just make it so that that's too slow, you can actually make the game hard for
Yeah.
them at least.
Getting just going to them, like what do they get? So I mean, at least what are they gonna?
But if you play super aggressive, they don't want to play malicious narcissism now because stuff's dying. If they play malicious narcissism, you're gonna walk up and shoot them or charge them or fight them. If you apply that kind of pressure to them, you've got a chance.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
also on some maps that's really hard. Like it's really map dependent. There's some maps like that, like especially on Volcus, where the advantages are just so strong and they're so hard to challenge. Where if you don't have like Seek Light, if you don't have like Fly, you can't actually challenge them off the advantages. That's when it's going to be like super oppressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they get the side of the map where they have easy access to that third story advantage, it's that's just so bad. Just so that's oppressive. They can just sit there and wait with full board control, essentially, of where they're going to get you from.
Yeah, if they have advantage and they set up properly on their side, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, but I mean, Aleksa, you said it right away that this is the team that's going to dominate Volcus for the next few months. So, but it seems like it's what it was designed for. I mean, looks on ITD. I don't know. I'm sure it's a little bit better. Obviously, not being able to fly through walls makes a big difference. So they kind of have to commit to a side. But still, I mean, a lot of this stuff will still work. I've been playing a lot of Felgor the past few months. I picked them up after a tournament that I won them at a tournament back in September. And I was kind of thinking similar to what you had said, was that Felgor actually might be a good team to play into this team. They don't care about the breakpoint anyway. Although the only thing I think for Felgor that sucks is the amount of mortal wounds that gets dished out is kind of tough. They wear you down pretty easy.
But you got healing. Like if they don't commit to killing you, you do just heal with the shaman.
Yeah, if they don't really know how to beat Felgor like naturally, then I think you'll be okay. But if they come right in and just take out frenzy 3 guys right off the rip, you're like okay. But yeah you have to be super aggressive and push up. It's interesting. It's really interesting. These two teams are like, so how do we think, like, we haven't got to this point yet, but, well, one thing I think is interesting, I want to hear what you think about this, Aleksa, is what do we think the Wolf Scout versus Murder Wing matchup will look like? I think based on what you said about playing very aggressive is a great point, and I think, Wolf Scouts play aggressive to begin with, so I think that's on their side. But my idea there is that with all the mortal wounds and still being able to do the unreciprocal charges, I mean, obviously losing an attack sucks, but if they get a couple Wolf Scouts in, down to 10 wounds, they're in 2-hit range, even with a -1 attack in the storm. So that's how I've beaten Wolf Scouts playing Felgor, is just chipping them down with all my mortal wounds. Yeah. Just Vandal's got 3 APL, awesome. Toxhorns, I use the Toxhorn. I don't care that I can't stun you. I'm still just throwing the grenade. I want to roll
2 mortal wounds.
Yep. I want to roll 3 or 4 and bring you down to 11 wounds, and then I'm going to use my +1 on a crit to make it a 6. I'm going to hit you for 6, then hit you for 4, or hit you for 5 on the second one, and you're dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that is going to be helpful for Murder Wing, but I still think Wolf Scouts will have some play. What do you think?
So again, I think it'll be very map dependent. I think again, if you get a good Volcus map as Raptors, you're probably quite favored. On ITD, it's really going to come down to Automold. If you can set up some good barricades or razor wires to essentially replicate the non-reciprocality of advantage from behind a door, because you move 6, they move 7. If there's a barricade, now they move 5 and you move 6, basically, is the best way to think about it. So if you can set up a place where you can just put a barricade to block them from reaching you, so you've always got the initiative again, you are going to have a really good time as Murder Wing. Otherwise, it probably comes back to being fairly even. The big thing for Murder Wing is they've got the damage reduction in melee. It is only against normals, and Wolf Scouts do crit quite a lot, but it still can, add up a lot. Just the same way that the Wolf Scouts melee damage reduction can add up.
Yeah, they can still just take 1 off the first, helps keep their breakpoint in a certain place.
And, I mean, it actually makes a huge difference because normally, Wolf Scouts 4-5, if they crit you twice and normal you die. But if you have the damage reduction, 2 crits and normal will leave you on 1, which is a big deal.
Huge.
Huge. Yeah. And so that damage reduction, the fact that the dog is kind of useless in the matchup, there's a few things that.
Especially too. If we take Eric's idea of the razor wire and you screen that dog out somewhere, then what's he gonna do? Stand on your home point?
And you also have a melter gun. That's the other huge thing is in this matchup you do have the melter gun, and then yeah, they could bring the reduced piercing equipment, but then
Doesn't
if
matter,
the
though.
melter still might just delete them. Like if you
Yeah.
roll 4 hits on the melter, or a crit 2 hits, like they'll reduce piercing, they'll take a crap ton of damage, and you can also just follow up bolt pistol shoot them, and they'll probably die. Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
you're still
match
gonna get
is
them.
an uphill battle for sure.
I think so too, and I think scouts will catch a small nerf here,
I
not
think
the
they're
big
definitely
one.
gonna get nerfed in Jan, yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
like that's
There's
also,
no
like,
way that they don't, because their win rates are crazy, and we're seeing everyone's just winning everywhere with them, and some people aren't even trying.
No. Yeah, so I think, like, especially if you consider that Wolf Scouts will get some nerfs. Like, with no nerfs, maybe it's, like, semi-close. With with one team eating a nerf and the other not, it's, like, that's gonna definitely... Even if it's a small nerf, that's gonna push it very heavily. Because it's such a razor-thin matchup in both directions. Even a small nerf is gonna really shove Wolf Scouts down in this matchup.
I hope who's at GW is listening and you guys buff the Wolf Scouts.
Oh my
We need
god.
70% win rate Marines.
Buff the Wolf Scouts, because they need a little bit of help against, both these teams.
Yeah. I don't know.
The answer.
The wolf is the weakness to Wolf Scouts, dude. That is the weak link, man.
Let me
Sometimes
take
I
the
think
Wolf out.
so.
Buff the wolf.
Yeah.
Give the wolf 21 wounds. He's a rabbit or no. That makes sense.
Why
I
is, sorry,
think-
I'm tangent.
I don't think we
Why
should
does
go
the wolf
21
have
wounds, man.
Astartes, guys? Why does the wolf have the Astartes keyword?
Oh, does he really?
Fucking dog. He has the Astartes keyword. He can double fight, dude. He
They
can
gave-
charge,
Yes,
conceal,
yeah.
and double fight. And it can...
Well,
That's
remember
crazy.
he can't strategic gambit charge you and double fight because he doesn't have
I
the
know,
AP.
I know. No, but
So-
I had this come up because...
And with the 9
yeah.
wounds, the break point is sucky for the wolf, so they should buff the wolf, give him like 12 wounds.
He ate 2 of my salvages off the point, and I couldn't do anything to stop him.
Dude.
He does die. Like every time I played Wolf Scouts, he dies so easy because he's in 2 hit range for any decent melee model. So I mean, I guess his big thing is he's like their pseudo Omni Scramble. We've talked about that before, but
Yeah.
you can screen him out as well. I mean, he's definitely their weak point, like Eric said. He's their
Yeah,
He's
of course
there.
he's worse than a space.
And it
Marine,
counts
for
as an operative. He likes, since the point he's not expendable, he counts towards a kill op. So as soon as he dies, it's like, well, you're gonna score 1 for sure.
Well, George, you're a Wolf Scouts lore guy, I'm sorry, not Wolf Scouts, but Space Wolves lore guy. Aren't the wolves weren't they Space Marines that accessed their gene mutation and turned into a wolf? Isn't that the whole thing? So isn't he actually a Space Marine? Didn't he used to be a Space Marine?
I know
What?
what is true to lore is that it's a wolf pack. So it should be multiple wolves. So that's another buff they could give me. They could give me like 2 more wolves and say I gotta take the pack of wolves. Because if they give me 3 wolves, that's pretty nice.
I'm pretty sure Space Wolves have that gene mutation there where they go eventually
You're
crazy.
thinking of Wolfen more than you're thinking of actual wolves.
Oh, maybe I am.
Furry werewolf cosplay.
No, I'm actually like a grade A Space Wolves hater. It's my least favorite chapter. I just think they're so silly. So I don't know anything about them, but for some reason I thought that they had this.
No, they turn into the furry werewolves.
Okay, so they turn into that would be kind of sick. Why didn't they give us that? Like, give us a 10 wound werewolf instead of a 9 wound Fenrisen wolf. The werewolf would have been way cooler. Oh, you are right. Yep, it's right here. AI is telling me. The Canis Helix.
Yeah. Those scouts are so George last night on it. Oh my god, Chris, don't get at me. I hate that stupid. Talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, Chris is in the chat. George's
Yeah.
cousin. He's like, last night when I charged and fought your Rune Priest, I should have turned off your rerolls with absolute authority. And that's what's hard with Inquisition, man, is knowing the exact perfect time to pop off with absolute authority,
week.
right? Yeah.
Well, I also. That's what the wolf could have been, boys. We could have had this instead of a 9 wound stinky canine. We could have had a wolf in, dude. Look at that thing. It's sick.
Yeah.
There you go, George. That's your proxy for Murder Claw or Murder Wing. Murder Claw. You make your mutated possessed into one of these wolfen right here. That's sick.
Yeah,
Actually,
for sure. I think it's already. I already seen someone do that. I've already seen that.
Right? Yeah. Well, Eric's been talking about how he's going to do his. Eric, you have a pretty cool idea for how you're going to do your Murder Wing proxy. Lay it out.
Yeah, I keep floundering back and forth exactly what I'm gonna do, but most people know I'm a Death Watch simp, so most things I do are Death Watch Marine-wise, so I'm doing Loyalist Marines. I'm probably gonna do Flesh Tearers this time, though, instead of Death Watch, and
Nice.
gonna probably have a Sanguinary Guard as my Chaos Lord, and then yeah, just a bunch of Flesh Terror Marines with run around with some cool shit and jetpacks, dude. That's basically my plan. But I also still might just Death Watch it all and do like a Blood Angels successor kill team where it's all still leaning into the Flesh Terrors theme, but doing like Blood Angels and everything. So that's the two things I'm probably gonna do. I already have everything ordered for it, so.
Did you decide how you're going to handle the mutant? Are you going to go with something special, or are you going to make him a normal boy?
Oh yeah, so the mutant, I haven't completely figured out what I'm gonna do, but I do think that I'm gonna have the oh yeah, and that's why I was leaning away from Deathwatch, because a Black Rage Marine in Deathwatch doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I was thinking I could have and Cam actually helped me with this idea. I'm pretty sure it was you that helped me with this idea, where I could have the mutant guy be a Death Company Marine under the Black Rage.
Yeah, dude.
But then figuring
that's
out
sick.
exactly what is going to be in his hands. Like I'm kind of tempted to just have no weapons and him just like coming running at you and grabbing you and picking you up in a rage. I don't know yet though. I just want him to be unique, right? So you can tell like this is obviously the black sheep of
The guy who picks people up.
yeah.
This is the guy that rips you in half with his
This
hands.
is just the weirdo of the bunch.
Really
yeah,
big
he's
hands.
total weirdo. You could take like I don't. That probably actually wouldn't work in terms of like scale, but I'm imagining like the hands from the Felgor Mangler model being kit bashed onto a Black Rage member, or just something like that, where he's got massive like clawed hands that he's mutated into in his rage, like big old vampire hands would be really sick. I think they're too big, I think, from a Mangler, but something like that could be sick.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, just some big, like, I don't know, vampires got big claws. Like,
I think
just
I
make them
have.
faster.
You can find.
I think I
You can
have
absolutely
extra
find some
mangler
stuff.
hands, bro. It's not
I
a
think
bad
you just
idea.
used on.
There you
It's
go.
not a bad idea,
There you
little
go,
green
dude.
stuff.
I love a kit bash. I love a kit bash.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Alexa, are you doing yours as elves? I saw. Or is that
Those are
something
my
else?
goremongers. Those are my
Those are your
goremongers.
goremongers, are the flying
Yeah,
elves.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The flying
Nice.
elves. Yeah. Well, the one with the wings, he's the climby guy.
Nice. Okay.
So the climber guy's got the wings. Everyone else doesn't have wings on, but they're the scourges and swooping hawks with a bunch of like Drakari and Corsair weapon swaps.
That's cool. I like that.
That's pretty
cool.
sweet.
That's,
Yeah, I think
Very
one of our locals was talking about doing the Drukari. I don't know what the name of the model is, Eric. This is Bruno. He was going to do a Drukari proxy for the Murder Wing, and it's the flying Drukari models that have red hair
scourges.
in the wings.
Scourges.
The new
that what it
didn't they
is?
just
Yeah.
drop? Didn't they like just come out or something?
I don't know.
No.
He was talking
I
about
don't know.
some
There's
new
no
models.
There's new Corsair models coming, which you might be.
Ah,
might be
that's
talking
what I
about.
think he
There's
was
new
talking
Corsair
about.
mongers with wings.
Yeah,
they're
he was
super cool
yeah.
models.
Yeah.
I have a full like converted Kit Bash Corsair army that I'm like slowly building. So I bought like 70 of the Corsair kill team models to get like just to have a crazy.
Oh.
Oh, those are scourges. Those are the old ones.
Those are the scourges.
bad boys.
Oh, okay.
Those are the ones I'm using.
Okay, you're using these for yours too. Yeah, actually, I
Those are
think
my
like,
goremongers.
for a proxy, it fits. Like they're about the right silhouette. I think it's cool. If you're not, especially if you're not like a Marine guy, because we have a lot of that around Florida. I mean, we have a lot of Marine players, but we have a lot of guys that just don't like playing Marines, but might be interested in some of these new teams and want to find something a little bit more interesting than your. I don't really know what can be more interesting than a possessed Chaos Raptor, in my opinion. But I think there's things out there that could be really interesting to replace them with.
My next Kit Bash is I'm doing a Guan's Ghosts Farstalkers Kinband.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bunch of Kaskin. I swapped all their weapons out, so they got like shotguns and pistols and stuff. Then I'm gonna get the God's Ghost kit, and I'm gonna sculpt a bunch of capes on the Kaskin to cover up the lack of arm joints because of the way I've converted them.
Nice,
dude. That sounds nasty, dude. Throwing Gaunt's Ghost in there is sick. I feel like that's like kind of a quintessential kill team vibe to begin with. Surprised that we've never, if they ever made a named character kill team, I think Gaunt's Ghost would be a perfect choice.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but it's
they will never do that.
No.
They will never do it, but it would be cool.
Well, good hype on the new shit.
Yeah.
We do have an Auspex Scan this week, right?
Yep.
Why don't we roll into that, and then we'll hit our play of the week, and that's Heresy, and we'll just rock the vibes on out of here, dude. Let me know when you got that set up, Cam.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
Fire it.
Go ahead and run it.
Auspex Scan incoming.
Okay, so this week on the Auspex Scan, is that live? Is that working?
Yeah, you're good. I'll pull it up.
Nice. Yeah, so surprisingly enough, we haven't done this one yet, but I think this is a big one, is we are scanning Warpfire. So for all those out there that don't know, and I'm sure you probably do, Aleksa knew it, Warpfire is our Florida United kill team. They are our headquarters.
Mothership.
They are the mecca. Yeah, Eric calls them the mothership. My big introduction into kill team happened at Warpfire. Ben at Battle Brothers Tabletop, he operates out of Warpfire, and they're pretty much the go-to for everything for me in terms of shopping. You order a package there, it ships literally the same day. You'd be surprised, you get a shipping notification sometimes an hour after your order because they're just that good. They always have the best prices on everything, and the only thing you're dealing with is that they are so popular and so well loved that everything sells out within minutes. So that's your biggest, the biggest thing you have to battle at Warpfire is trying to get the stuff before it's out of stock.
On the pre-order stuff, right? Your normal, everybody knows.
Pre-order stuff.
Normal kill team, big kill team releases, even Warpfire only gets a handful, despite the fact being one of the largest retailers in the U.S. But they have crazy product. Like, we were actually in a GW store the other day, Cam and I, playing a game, and he's like, man, like, I used to go to GW, like, Warhammer stores when I was a kid. I just, like, love being in here. It's, like, nostalgic. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, bro, this ain't shit. Like you go to Warpfire, there's 100 times the amount of product in Warpfire, like, in the brick and mortar store than, like, the corporate Warhammer store. Their store's crazy. Their play space is crazy. Like, if you're listening online,
tables for everything, literally everything.
Yeah, they have the sickest
whether you're
terrain.
playing AOS, Legion, they have a lot of games that I've never even heard of before that I got introduced. Blood and Plunder is the big pirate game they play there, and they have every kill team terrain. They have all the 40K terrain. You literally just can't go wrong. Even if you're just passing through Florida and you just want to stop in the coolest store ever, you just stop by Warpfire. Go play a game, go chat with the guys that work there. They're all the coolest dudes. That's the scan for the week. Shout out Warpfire.
Yeah, man. And look, you got two things in the cart. This guy's ready to spend money. He's ready to go.
I probably buy something from there maybe weekly, especially because they have the full range of all Pro Acryl stuff, and it comes with the wholesale discount.
So nice.
And everything is.
So I can order like
off.
Pro Acryl for $2 cheaper a bottle, and it gets to my house in a day because I'm only like an hour and a half from Ocala, and they ship it the same day. So it's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's the coolest game store I've ever been in, and the owner, Jordan, is a big time supporter of the tabletop community in Florida. So I definitely a huge fan of everything that Warpfire and Jordan has done for the Florida scene, man, because they picked it up off the ground basically, and brought us all together, and that's why it's the mothership, dude. And it is also, I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to Warpfire, it's a cool store, dude. And I mean, no matter what game you play, they have crazy boards set up for whatever game you play, dude. Like,
we don't have a
crazy
Warhammer world yet, but that's the closest thing we have to a Warhammer world.
Yeah.
Well, there is one. That's what I'm saying. We don't have one yet, but up until this point, this was the closest thing we kind of had, at least that I've been to. When you walk in, they have full-scale replicas of bolters and chainswords and Space Marine helmets. There is glass cases with every army you've ever seen. painted all around the store, and they let people
That you
use
could
those
play.
too, which is really cool. Yeah, they're all magnetized to a tray. You can open up those glass cases and pull out an army and just try it. I mean, dude, nothing better. And they also, the last thing that we have to say, we have to shout it out. They host our best tournaments for Kill Team. They host 2 grand tournaments with golden tickets. The next one is going to be in March. I think it's March 21st. March 20th and 21st is Magnolia Open. And then in July, I don't think they put a date on it yet, but it's usually the 2nd or 3rd week of July. They do Kill Team Florida Open, which last year had 2 golden tickets at it. And they are just a ton of fun. I mean, the vibes are high. If you've ever come to a Florida tournament, you know.
Yeah, pretty dope, dude. Pretty dope. Yeah. Well,
I wish I lived in
perfect.
Florida.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
Yeah.
they
Have you been?
unfortunately don't ship to Australia, I
No,
don't think.
No,
That's
yeah.
fine.
I don't know if they do international.
No, they
But-
definitely don't.
No.
No. Yeah, it would be, man, it would be sweet. You're ever in this neck of the woods, man. You got to come
If
through.
I ever am in Florida, I will drop down for sure.
You got to come through, hang with the boys. But good time to roll into play of the week. You guys been playing any games this week?
Yep.
I think we all kind of talked about it. We have. So let's see what kind of cool shit
Play of the week.
has been going down. So Alexa, start us off, man. Like, what is in the last week or two? So relatively recently, what's the coolest thing that's happened on the table for you, whether you did it or somebody did it to you?
I mean, there was the Predator dealing like 24 damage with his spins to my sisters.
Predator.
The Predator.
I love the name, dude. The Predator.
Such
It's
a
like
ridiculous
so
name.
crazy.
But then I did get one back on him. My sister Spear in that same game did manage to pick up a sick double kill. So the Predator got knocked down to 5. She charged him, chopped him up, melted into the guy in the face. Pretty sick. I don't know. It's pretty straightforward, but killing 2 Space Marines in 1 activation, I don't know if it gets much better than that.
Double kill on Space Marines, that is definitely like play of the week material. Like you said, nothing crazy. It wasn't like a behind the back alley-oop, crossover, but like that's always satisfying. It can
Nice and
definitely turn the
simple.
game around.
Nice and simple, yeah.
Yeah.
It
all
did.
you
I was
need.
like, I was completely done, and I was like, well, if I kill both of these, maybe I've got a shot. It did
Yeah.
work out. The Inferno pistol's good. Look, the 3-inch range on it's kind of garbo, but it's so powerful to have AP2, and she can pop off some serious damage, so it's probably pretty good.
And it's the first Inferno pistol that we've seen in Kill Team, right? Or at least like this iteration of Kill Team.
Yeah. We've had fusion pistols, but Inferno pistols are cool.
Yeah. And I think Inferno pistols are cool. That's actually, I'm probably going to have an Inferno pistol in my murder wing as a Melta proxy, because Blood Angels. Because why not?
Oh yeah, you gonna do the dual Inferno pistols
I'm
again?
probably going to have a gunslinging Inferno pistol dual wielder.
Yeah, that's sick.
For, 2 3-inch Inferno pistols makes 1 6-inch Melta. That's math. I went to
Beautiful.
college. Cam, what do you got?
So I haven't played a lot recently. I played a game of Wolf Scouts yesterday, but I feel like Wolf Scouts, almost every play they make is play of the week material because they're just so ridiculous. I'm not even going to share a play from that game. It was just ridiculous. I had something done to me that I thought was really cool though, and I want to share this one. So I was playing a game last week against one of my locals here in Jacksonville. His name's Quentin. A lot of the Florida guys know Quentin. He comes to a lot of the tournaments, and he was playing. He's a big fan of Salvagers, which Alexa, you had mentioned Salvagers earlier as a comparison to Sisters, and we did the box matchup. We did Felgor versus Salvagers. It was a great game. I think Salvagers still they struggle to deny the flank of Felgor, but they have a lot of great tools to get rid of Felgor. I think the grudge tokens are sick. Obviously, I think it was designed that way. Crit City. But towards the end of the game, I just didn't see this coming, and it was really great play on his part. I had my Mangler on flanking his side, set up to do a charge as soon as I got my next activation, and he was in double charge range of 2 models, so he was going to go fight, 2 models, easy kills, and he had a guy within range of the Mangler he had 3 APL on this dwarf, but he needed to tap a point. So he just threw this crazy combination together where he had the dwarf, he tapped the point for an APL, then he shot and frenzied the Mangler. Then he charged the Mangler, and then he did the free fight action, and he had the grudge token on the Mangler, and immediately got the crit and just got rid of him. And it happened to me so fast. I didn't even know that they could do it. And the way he just did it was so sick. He was like, okay, tap, shoot, rolls dice, frenzies me. Okay, charge, free fight action. You got a grudge token. You're gone. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. I was like, that was sick. I'm done. And that was cool. I thought it was a great play.
That is pretty cool. That's some good sequencing.
Yeah. Yeah, sequencing was great. I mean, a very cerebral play. Aleksa, are you a Salvagers player? Have you done some play with them?
I had a very similar play to that against the Goremongers actually, where Brawler guy again. He does all the sick. The Dozer does all the sick plays. I set him up with +1 APL. He'd been charged by another Goremonger earlier. It's a full health Goremonger, so he punches the Goremonger, does like 3 damage to him, throws a crack grenade at him, then charges a different Goremonger, fights that Goremonger, kills that Goremonger as well.
Yeah, dude.
And like completely flips the game. He's so crazy in these melee matchups. Like the stuff he can do is phenomenal.
Every game I've played against Salvagers, which has only been 3 now, and all against the same player. And Quentin's a very good cerebral player. He always kind of sets up stuff that's very tricky to work around. I think Salvagers are a good team. I know that they are probably pushed further down in the meta spectrum, and I know they definitely have bad matchups, but I haven't had an easy win against them. And I've played against them as multiple team types myself. I've played against them now as Blooded, as Felgor, and as PhoBros, and all 3 games were challenging.
They're very hard to play is one thing, and 2 is like the tankier Space Marines are really a problem.
Yeah.
Like okay. I played them in a CTS tournament, and I was like, oh yeah, I can kill Spacer with these. I got all these crits. I got piercing 1. I got 3+ crit. Bro, when they turn your piercing off, you just do like 4 damage and then die. Like,
yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter that you got 3 crits. They're gonna roll a 3 and a 6. They're gonna transhuman into another critical save, and then you're gonna do 4 damage. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like that's the main problem. Is like they really can't threaten 14 or I guess 13 win Marines even. They don't have like a big AP2 gun.
Nope,
which is
they
a
need
serious
that.
problem.
They really do need that.
Yes,
because I play against them as 12 wound classic PhoBros. It was a real run for my money. It was very hard.
Yeah.
They chewed me up a lot of I lost a whole flank.
Yeah. That's part of it. Also, like moving 5 is just really hard. There's some crit ops that can suck.
That sucks.
Maps that can suck. Tac ops are okay. Like that retrieval is pretty good for them. It's because they can do free pickups. So like they've got a good tac op now, but being slow can be a serious problem on some maps.
I had somebody do the envoy thing against me as well, where like they out activated me so bad and I couldn't stop it. And the last activation was always initially it was flying the jump pack guy over, and then he took out my right flank. I couldn't stop him from just sending up another random dwarf to the other flank. I mean, it was a good. I don't know if it's always worthwhile, but that was a pretty good play.
It can work in some cases. It depends. It's very map dependent. On some maps, you can probably get away with it.
Yeah.
So they've got some decent tac ops. It's mainly like crit ops can be kind of bad for them sometimes. Maps can be bad for them. Moving 5 is bad. Like those are the problems the team has. Very CP heavy because like your accuracy entirely comes from a ploy. Like having going to 3s is so important for the team that you're basically like at least -2 CP at the start of the game. Sometimes, and you kind of want to be -3 because you kind of want it every turn. Which that's like half your CP gone just so you can hit on 3s with a 10 optimal team.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So these are like the problems the team has, but they're solid. They're not bad for sure.
What I'm hearing is little legs just suck. That seems to be a big problem for them.
Moving
It's just
5
having those little stubs. 5 very bad. But still, Durf players unite. We need to see. I mean, you just don't see enough of it.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, this week I had a rematch with Chris from last week. He played Inquisition. He's trying to test out Inquisition to see if they're kind of have some play in the meta. He wants to try something a little different. So he ran a different list than what we played last week. And it was a really late game. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Chris played a great game. He totally won. Definitely it was a great game played by him. He had great placement with the Meltamine. But it was a really late game. So I was yeeting all my guys up the board. Like turn 1, I was in mid board on my territory. And I counteracted 4 of my models and moved them all 2 inches forward because I was like, I am gonna send 4 Wolf Scouts into your back line turn 2. He won initiative and charged his jungle fighter into my rune priest that I didn't even see on the board. And man, that guy's a douche. We fought. I think I had a decent roll. Actually, no, my rolls were atrocious the whole night, but that roll I think wasn't too bad. Whatever. He left me at 1 wound because he just a scratch. I completely forgot he had a just a scratch. Just a scratch hit me, left me at 1 wound, and I was like, well, I guess this guy's gonna die. I might as well just go ham. So I sent him all the way to his back line, move dash from where I was. I tried to blow up his Tomb Scroll, his Melta, who was right next to him, and the medic, because he had left all 3 of them pretty exposed right next to each other. I'd Jaws of the World Wolf, couldn't get more than a crit and 2 hits per roll. So Chris shrugged a bunch of it, stayed alive with all 3 guys. He ended up shooting my Rune Priest with his medic throughout the turn. Didn't kill him. I saved both rolls. So I'm alive on 1 in his back line, and he has 3 guys just wounded. I get to counteract. I blast them again. Same thing. Couldn't kill anyone.
Were you injured? Were you hitting on 4s instead of 3s?
No, you're never injured. You're a space.
Oh, you never are. Yeah, what a dumb thing to say. Yeah.
The blast play is so cracked because it's 5 dice, hitting on 3s, severe. So you're always getting a crit. Either I wasn't rolling, I was only rolling more than 3 guarantees every time. And it was either a crit and 2 hits or 3 regulars, which would be a crit and 2 hits. And he would always, Chris's Hoda dice are so hot that he was rolling 6s most of the time and just shrugging the crits and like another save and just taking 3. And Kazakh have 8 wounds, so they could do a lot. He had the medic alive. But I cast a World Jaws a 3rd time on the next turning point and still couldn't even take out his Plasma Gunner and his Mystic. They stayed alive. I then Plasma Pistol into the Melter Gunner. He shrugged that too. I was like, well, this is crazy. This is...
Wolf Scouts deserve it. This was just...
No, I'm
karma.
sure Chris was giving all sort of validation while shoving. Oh, I pre-charged my wolf into his mystic early, and he's like, so if I just back away from you, you kind of can't do anything. And I was like, well, yeah, because I can't move, charge, dash, and I can't shoot. Yep. So if you move back, I'm just going to be out here. And he did. He just kind of backed away from my wolf and repositioned behind some terrain. My wolf is in the middle of the board, like...
Dick in the breeze.
That blast on the wizard is nasty though, dude.
Blast is crazy. The fact you didn't get anything with that is wild. Also, I think the fact that I naturally, as a kill team player, was like, oh, what, were you injured? And then everyone's like, oh yeah, you can't be injured, tells me that the first nerf the team deserves would be that thing has to fall off when the Fang Bearer dies. I think we have to change that. I think that would be a fair change.
Even be like, if you're within 6 of the Fang Bearer.
He's like,
oh, say again, Aleksa? Within 6?
If you're like within 6 of the Fang Bearer or something.
Yeah, it's got to change. It just can't be indefinite.
I had an idea like the Magus where you pick one.
Sure, that works too.
You know, like something. Yeah. Anything. Anything but...
These guys, DW, they're all crazy. Leave it like it is.
Yeah. I always joke
Actually, I
think
around. Everyone should heal 1 health a turn if the Fang Bearer is on the table.
There you go.
That's a good point.
He's like, I like that.
Everybody just goes up 1 every turn.
Their wound stat will go above 13 if the Fang Bearer is near them.
Team-wide mortal heals. You don't have to do anything. If he's on the board, you get 1 health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a game. So I've been playing Rekkas, so I don't have anything beside like particularly special besides me throwing 6 dice
salvos
and just vaporizing models off the board. But I did play Wolf Scouts, and that damn Fang Bearer, he ended up being like 26 wounds by the end of the game, because I would bring him down, and then he just kept healing, counteract healing, and oh my god, dude, like especially the fact that you know, they don't care if they're on 1 wound anyways. I mean, they don't want to go melee anybody, but it's a very powerful operative.
His hero is crazy too. It's not just like a little bump to the health. Like it gives you a substantial boost.
Isn't it D3 plus 3?
Plus 3.
Yeah,
that's a flat
plus,
roll.
yeah.
So you're
2D3 is
taking
like
4 minimum, right?
that's
Yeah.
like
It's four
old.
minimum, 6 minimum.
Yeah, 2D3 is still very spicy, but at least you let the dice decide. You
It's
know?
the extra +3 makes it crazy. And I think the thing is too is like, well, we don't have to drag too much on this, but even if they do reduce it to they only ignore injury if the Fang Bearer is still within the kill zone. I mean, they're just going to keep that guy in the back and just do exactly what Eric just said, which is he's just not going to die. I mean, he's hard to kill to begin with.
Yeah, but he also has a 4.5 bolt pistol with piercing crits. You wanna get that guy around.
You want him up there. The games I've played as him, he does work.
Very aggressive, yeah. I use
Yeah.
him very aggressive.
That
But if they
bolter's
were
crazy.
to reduce, if they were to nerf him, it's just like you said, Cam. I keep him in the backboard the whole game.
But Eric's right. You kind of do want him up because he has doesn't he have a 5 attack blade too? He's 5 attack 4/5 on the blade
I
as
think they
well.
all have that, yeah.
I think
That's-
the only
that's-
one that doesn't is the
4 attacks on
sniper.
blade. Yeah, he only has 4 attacks on his 4/5 blade.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
but
the
then
Fang
you,
Bearer only has 4. Him and
but
the sniper.
No,
but
the
they
sniper-
lose
sniper's
an
4,
attack.
sniper.
Sniper
The
has 4. Yeah.
sniper and the gunner are the only ones
Yeah.
with 4 attacks. Everybody else has 5.
Oh, okay. See, it doesn't matter because your opponent loses an attack, so it all comes out in the wash.
It
With
doesn't matter.
4 or 5 dice.
Yeah, so it doesn't really. It never
Fugazi,
really
Fugazi.
changes the math to hurt you. It's just like no matter. Even if you have 4 attacks, your opponent's gonna have 4 or 3 as well. So
Yeah.
it's never bad. But yeah, the Fang Bearer can charge fight shoot pretty well. They all can. All conceal. And that was the only notable thing about my game yesterday that I was gonna say was that I never had a model on engage. I tabled somebody without ever going engage. They were just silently concealed.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, perfect as it should be.
Perfectly balanced, dude. So crazy.
Okay, well, we've run through the gambit, right? Like, what?
I think
what
we
got
have.
left?
We got that's heresy, dude.
That's heresy.
That's what we got. I
Go
mean,
into it.
that is the one.
That's heresy, brother.
So,
All right, well,
Alexa, what are we talking
Yes.
about today, dude? We're talking about, we're right on the nose. We're gonna have Murder Wing versus Celestians. And what do you think? Which one is heresy? Which side are
This
you
is-
gonna take? Because I will
Murder Wing is
defend.
heresy, man.
Murder Wing is
Murder
heresy.
Wing is heresy, man. Get this out of here. Why are there space marines on every vantage, bro? What am I supposed to do? What in God's name is this? Okay, what's going on here? Why are they flying at me?
You know, I think that nuns with guns, that's just literal heresy, dude. Nuns are supposed to be nice, respectful, celibate, right? Worshipping individuals. They don't need to be out there with a fucking bolter, bro. That's heresy, brother. That's heresy. Let the
see, if
men
they
go to
weren't-
war.
If there weren't raptors on all the roofs, we wouldn't need to arm the women. See?
I think that what we've really been due this edition, more than anything, is another Space Marine team that's going to oppress a massive amount of the meta. We haven't had that in a long time,
Preach it, bro.
and we needed it. We needed it, right? And what
It
we
has been
didn't
3 months. You're
and
not
I'll,
wrong.
yeah, and I'll tell you what we didn't need was a very interesting thematic 9 operative count, 9 to 11 wound. Like, we got plenty of that, bro. Okay? What we need, you know what we need and we didn't have? 14 wounds on jetpack with 63 mortal wounds. We needed it. All right? Nuns are heresy.
It's true. We didn't have that, and that was a tragedy.
It was. All right? And you know, and the thing is,
Yeah.
we already had a sisters team, okay? We had baby sisters, okay? We needed another Marine team, and we couldn't just put them, we couldn't just have a backpack on them. At this point, you get another Marine team, jetpacks, okay? It's the only thing that makes sense, bro. So nuns with guns is heresy. Yeah,
honestly.
they need to go back. They need to go back to the
else they can do
temple.
with Marines.
They need to go say a few hymns and prayers to the Emperor, and let the Marines with jetpacks take care of the Emperor's will. All right, because my Marines with jetpacks are loyalists. Okay, for the record. So we'll get it done.
I think the real missed opportunity was not giving us Space Marines with blink packs. Okay. Like
Well,
this
that's next. You have to
jetpack thing,
leave.
They can't
Yeah.
go on advantages, so it's true.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like this team actually very underwhelming because like I'm waiting for the blink pack Marines. So they all have the Shade Runner rule where they
Right.
can blink through ITD walls. so we can finally get a good Marine team in the game.
No, that makes perfect sense. But the thing is, you gotta understand, Alexa, the business, they gotta scouts. We gotta have Murder Wing. Okay,
Yeah.
we're the ball is rolling, right? So we can't just go straight to teleporting.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
I understand.
dude.
I understand.
You know,
7 wound,
we need
jetpack,
underground
blink. I
Marines.
see
We
the
need we need the Ravener
That's
Marines, right? And then we get the Aquilon Marines, you know, and then we get
Is
the
that crashing out
dimensional
or his?
traveling Marines. We're getting there, bro. We're getting there. But yeah,
Ravener Marines.
yeah. No, I think
Eric's,
Celestians
Eric,
are
we're
actually,
losing him.
Eric's crashing out. Okay, I was
I'm
just
crashing
checking
out?
He's crashing out, not you. He's completely frozen.
Oh, I was right.
Eric, you're frozen.
Yeah, it's my
Now you're back.
it's my something's going
Well,
on.
I guess
on
if
my
they gave
OBS.
us 6 dudes with the warp ability, you could probably just warp around the map. You never know where they're going to come
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, well, that was fun, guys. My OBS is
All
literally
right, Alexa, any final
dying.
takes on that? Any final takes on the heresy of Murder Wing?
Look, get your Gormongers out, get your Felgals out, and go bash their heads in. That's about it. Otherwise, you're doomed. If your team has shooting, just put it away.
Yeah,
Yep. Melee these bad boys.
yeah, man. It'll be interesting. I
But
didn't
you can't
really.
stop the predator.
Yeah, you
No, you
can't,
cannot.
dude. You can't.
You
I,
will be
Stop the
predated
predator.
upon.
you will be
Predated upon.
depredated.
Nothing you can do about that.
It's just the name, too. It's the name.
It's so fucking funny.
Depredator.
Oh.
Why did they name these guys this way?
Fight 'em.
I want to know what happened in like the
I think
lore
it's a
room.
great name for a Night Lords model.
I think
Okay,
it's
yeah,
because
It's just so funny. It's so random.
I think it's because of the word depredate. But it like
Yes,
it's
that
just,
is what it's meant to be.
but it sounds like depredador.
It just sounds so much funnier.
And then of course we got the Spanish leads, so we all
El
just
Señor-
were like,
El
this
Señor
is
Chaos Lord.
yeah, we got El Senor Chaos, and then we got of Predator, and we're like, all right.
That made so much work, I think, in my brain because when it came out with that, I immediately was like, "Oh, De Predator."
Yeah, no, it's a depredate
Elite.
or
It's
depredate is like
makes sense. Makes
it's
sense.
to steal from, typically using force. I just googled it for you.
He's gonna come in and steal all your mortal wounds. Is the thing.
Yeah,
The force.
exactly. Gonna take
Yeah,
your
he went
lunch.
to every kill team in development and took their mortal wounds for himself.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm hyped.
Awesome.
I'm hyped.
Awesome. I guess the nuns, Eric. You had a good point. Like they should be taking care. They should be raising the orphans. Who's gonna
Yeah, man.
raise the orphan Astartes that the Imperium doesn't want?
Think about the kids,
If
bro.
the nuns are at war with the.
Think about the
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
kids, dude.
Did you think about that, Aleska?
No.
Did you think about the kids?
No.
Did you think about the children of the Imperium?
This is what the
I don't know
feminist
about get
agenda
killed by
isn't
predators.
really concerned
That
itself with.
screw 'em.
Okay? This is the thing. All right? They're not concerned about who's the feminist agenda. They're not concerned about who's worshiping the emperor right now. They're way too
It's so
concerned
funny
about.
when
I'm cutting out. I can
again.
see myself cutting out.
Eric, all your takes are lost.
Eric,
Ah.
you're
Yeah,
being
all your
funny.
takes are lost on your internet connection, my guy.
Dude, I know it's such a bummer, and I'm just acting. I'm just being. Yeah. Well, I'm just cutting out. I can see myself cutting out. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll quit hamming it
okay.
up. It was a
You
fun
gotta call it.
podcast. I think we just call it here, boys, because there's something. Either my internet, my OBS, my RAM, something is having a bad time. But it was a
Yeah,
good
you
time.
just stop talking now.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and you boys close it out.
You just be quiet, please.
Thank you guys for joining us on the stream and live. Thank you, Aleksa, for joining us. I know you had to wake up super early to be here and join us today, so we're very grateful that you're here. Thank you for kicking with us, man.
Yeah, super thank you. You had great takes too. You gave some very. I think people listening are gonna have. I am a dummy that didn't actually read too much of both teams before we did the thing. But also, I like to get on here and just throw it down and wing it. So I was like, I figured I was gonna learn on the go, and I did. I learned everything I need to know from you. So thank you so much.
I did my best.
But yeah, I think people are going to have a good takeaway from this one on what to do playing as and playing against both these new teams. And to finish it off, I have one last question for you because you're the only one I know that's done it so far. Last question as we leave. You played the box matchup, and we didn't ever say one way or the other. Did you feel like the box matchup was balanced?
Relatively not too bad. Like, it felt a bit miserable as the sisters until I gave up on playing safe. Like, I was like, oh, I can't put my models anywhere. He's just gonna charge me. And then I was like, okay, he'll charge me. I'll charge him. I just ran my models in the center of the board. And like, once the sisters started like inspiring, and they could actually like the warriors especially could actually kill them. Like, you shoot the crossbow, you charge, you hit them in the face with the mace, and you actually probably kill them. So it felt actually not too Raptor wing favored, even though you might expect it to be. But yeah, it felt like
I was hoping that it wasn't going to be another one of those,
one-sided boxes.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of one-sided box matchups recently.
Yeah.
So that's great.
It didn't feel that bad. It didn't feel that bad. It felt okay for the sisters, honestly.
Yeah, I like that. I think too. Well, I can see now how you kind of developed your theory against them of like, just get out there in the middle of the board because they're going to charge you anyway. So get out there, get your charge ranges where they need to be, and say, fuck your 13-inch threat range. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm 7 inches away from you. Okay, cool. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, thank you so much. This has been a great episode of the PhoBros. Guys, everyone live streaming, thank you for joining. We'll have this episode will be uploaded to Spotify this week. And everyone say thank you, and everybody check out Warpfire. Thank you to Aleksa for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.